Hey everybody, I just wanted to come on today and show everyone how simple it is to keep your sourdough starter going. Um, in the beginning, I used to measure with my little scale, but I've gotten pretty comfortable with just kind of eyeballing. And I just want to show all of you out there I, eh, who think this seems complicated, that it's really not. I know it feels overwhelming in the beginning, but I'm going to start from here. So this is my mother starter. I do have two more going, and some I'm setting aside to actually start sharing with some friends and family. But it's real super simple. I do follow someone I've been following for quite some time. It was a crafting channel who started a sourdough journey with a bunch of us followers. So I did learn a lot from her. I just want to give her a shout out. It's her name's Summer from Little Lee and Rose. So if any of you are also crafters, you might want to check them out. Just a little shout out for you girls. So what you want to do in the beginning is this is real super simple, guys. I don't really have the right kind of tool to do this, but this works for me. I've been doing it for a little while now. So I'm just going to mix it up, what's been sitting in there since yesterday. I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to put it in this bowl that I've been saving because I want to make some sourdough rolls and pretzels for Thanksgiving this year. So let's start with this. So I'm going to take out my little bit of starter, or most of it actually. I don't know if you can see. Let me pull this over. So I'm going to take out most of my starter here and leave just a little bit down in the bottom. You don't have to have a lot. And of course, depending on the thickness, I think, I'm not real familiar with that part of it, but I have found that I take out most of my starter and just leave a little dab down there in the bottom. Might be about 10 or 15 grams, but there's not very much in there. Just a little bit. And then I add it to this bowl. I generally mix it in. I'm not exactly sure if that's the protocol for it, but I do it, and it's working for me. I have quite a bit built up here, so I'll be able to make some real good stuff on Thanksgiving that's coming up here in the next few days. This is Saturday, so Thanksgiving is next Thursday. So when I join the family, I'll be baking on Wednesday and taking it with me. So I just kind of fold it in and set it aside. And I have a little 1/4 cup scoop here. For me, I started with 25 grams, moved it up to 30, so I kind of can eyeball what I'm putting in here. I just kind of dip it in the flour, and I'm using all-purpose flour. I think there are different types of flour you can use, like bread flour or whatever, but it's my understanding that you want to stick with the same flour that you start the starter with when you feed it. It's okay to add a little bit in. I've heard that rye flour will help it rise a little faster, but don't quote me on that. You might want to do a little research on that before you start just adding different things in, but just to put that out there. So I just put a little bit of flour in there, and then I come over and I don't have filtered water in my home right now, so I just have this big bottle of distilled water, which is what I've been adding in here. I just kind of eyeball it into the little cup here. And I mean, if you put a little extra, if it's too runny, just add a little bit more flour, and you can kind of balance it out that way. And of course, do it to the consistency that you prefer. Stir it up. I need a little bit of light. I'm here in the corner where it's kind of dark. So I feel like that probably wasn't quite enough water, so I'm going to put just a tinge more in there. Just a tinge more. I don't want it to be runny, but I don't want it to be too thick either, so. So that is what I pulled out, is what they call the discard. It's not actually discard. It's just it's going to be unfed starter that you're going to use to bake with. You want your starter to be unfed when you're baking with it. Some recipes call for it to be room temperature, and others call for it, you can use it straight out of the fridge, or you can use it straight out of your jar. I learned to make crackers. Usually I make crackers daily with my discard, so or mostly on the days that I have time. So I want to make sure I got it all mixed in here. All right, she's beautiful. Then I just scrape my little scooper here and try to get it back down in there with it. It's kind of thick, so it'll fall off eventually. All right, I don't really have to stand here and do this on camera. There we go. And that's it. And then I try to keep the top of it clean so it doesn't grow any mold or anything. Keep my starter nice and fresh. And I do want to remind everyone that when you do take your unfed starter out, what they call the discard, if you don't keep it, just a friendly reminder, don't put it down your sink. If you don't keep it, definitely throw it in the trash, because this will clog up your sink lines eventually. Got a little grossness there. Okay, put the lid on, but not super tight, but tight enough to keep some air in. And she's done. She's fed. This is my line where the starter starts. That way I can see how much it rises. I need to fix it. So that's all you do. And then you take what you discarded, put it in a covered dish, and toss it in the fridge, and you're good to go. So anybody that is on the sourdough journey, leave some comments and let's grow together with this. It sounds fun. Thanks.